So excited to talk to you today. It's always fun talking with you, but then, without some of the Comic Cons and some of these red carpets and these events, we don't get to talk to you that much. But I was thinking about it in my mind, you interact with the fans so much at Comic Cons and events and signings and things like that too. I mean, do you feel a little like there's like an empty hole in you because you don't get to interact with fans as much now?
I don't think it doesn't feel like an empty hole. It
Well, not
feels
an
like a
empty
nice,
hole, but just something that you enjoy that you did so much.
a nice break. Okay. Because it's a busy time when you do those conventions. And you're doing them. You go off, you do a movie, you do a project, you're done with a project. They ask you to come and be a guest, and you go and you do that. And so there's not a lot of downtime. So it ended up being really quite nice. It is quite nice to have a little downtime. But yeah, no, I do miss the fans. I'm a big yeah, I like conventions, and they're fun to hang out and do stuff. But
Yeah.
it's nice to have a nice break.
For sure. Well, this movie seems like it was a nice break too, because outside of the huge monsters, it seemed like it was a nice place to walk, a lot of nature around, some nice areas too. So I guess what was it about this script that you just thought this is fun? Like this is gonna be a fun ride.
Well, it was a fun ride. It was quite a well written script. And our director was fun to work with. All the actors, of course, Ariana, Dylan, that guy Michael Rooker. He was great to work with. Um, very very interesting individual. I mean, his look was stellar. Even had a feather in his hat. I mean, come on. And of course, Dylan. What can I say about him? The man rules. He killed it. He takes control and he holds up that entire movie. What a man! I mean, that's a tough job. I got to tell you, I've had to do that a few times in my career, but it's not it's it's not a lot of fun. It's just it's a lot of work. And
Right.
if you're having fun at the same time, it's a plus. And and I think Dylan had a fun time doing this movie. I know I did.
For sure. Well, and one of the most fun parts about this film was the relationship between you and Ariana Grande, Ariana's character. I think it was. I don't know why that just follows in my mind. I don't know. That's always that. She apparently owns that name. Well, maybe this Ariana will break it out. But this relationship between you two, I thought was great because it wasn't. It was fatherly, but it was also kind of end of the world. Like you make do with what you have and who you're with. So, did you kind of enjoy that camaraderie between the two?
It was fatherly and daughterly, but it was also individual and individual. Each of us have our own skills, and each of us can cover each other's back. We she's as tough as I am, and I mean she's got her weapon of choice there, but also she handles a certain little device that we use in the movie that's quite explosive, I might add. So she's a tough cookie. She's a blast and a joy to work with. Uh, um, Her and Dylan both are great. I had a fun time with Ariana. Man, I got to tell you, she's a lovely lovely young actor, and she's going to do very very well.
And you actually got a chance to interact with some big crawlies as well. So, how did they first explain what these monsters were going to look like to you? Like what these reptiles and these huge insects? How did they first explain what they were going to look like?
We had explanations on set, but they also had drawings, sketches of the artwork. So we kind of had an idea of what the creatures were going to look like, how big they were going to be, what their size in relation to our set was, stuff like that. That helped with understanding understanding eye lines, all that kind of stuff.
And the fun thing about this, I think, is the fact that it goes off on its own, but it also has its own kind of reality where it kind of stamps down, yes, this has happened, and yes, these things have grown huge, but we're still just trying to live, and everyone's bored because they're trying to be safe. And was that something that you thought was kind of fun too? Is the fact that even though we went to huge, irradiated monsters, we still had a grounded lifestyle and even a love story.
Well, not only a love story, we had a fantastic coming of age. This young man, Joe, develops from someone who is kind of scared of his own shadow to someone who is like willing and ready to defend life and limb. And it's so in the process of crossing this fastness where everything and anything will eat you, and learning from Clyde, my character, and Ariana's character, Minnow, how to survive in this environment. It has a lot of elements that are people are just going to love and dig.
I think so, for sure.
It's a major, at its heart, it's a love story. It's just this major love will conquer all kind of idea. And I think we're going to love it.
I think I have to ask too, for these movies apocalypse movies where, your character knows how to survive and go through all these things. How many things have you picked up actually yourself? What level do you think you are in the survival scale of Apocalypse Comes now after all these roles?
Well, it depends on what kind of apocalypse. Is it a monster apocalypse, a zombie apocalypse, a coffee apocalypse? You never. There could be apocalypse. I mean, remember the movie Blob? The Blob.
Yeah.
What if that blob was a massive espresso? Okay, rolling down the hill. What would you do? Could you survive? I got to tell you what I'd do right now. I'd make sure I had a big straw. And
you know what? You can hope for an espresso monster. I don't know if you're going to win that in the pool, but maybe that'll happen for you. So let's aim for that as opposed to giant bugs and reptiles. So I think that this movie is so much fun. And you know what? I want more. I want more of this world. I want more of these characters. So I'm looking forward to everyone enjoying this film and just telling how much they love it and how much we need to see more of everything that this world can be about. I think Clyde has a lot more to teach us as well too. So I want to thank you very much for talking. Yeah.
Thank you, and thank you for. Is that really how you feel about the movie?
I do. I have fun with it. It's one that in this apocalypse time, this quarantine time, you don't know what you're gonna get anymore. You don't know if you're gonna get some Sundance movie that was on the shelf for the last 6 years and nobody wanted to buy, but now they need to put it out. But sometimes you get some fun things that are made correctly, that have a good heart to them, that have good characters, that have a good story. And I feel like this is one of those ones when I can talk about it and say, hey, you know what? Get this one. This is worth your money. Which is a lot to say these days, This is worth your money. This is worth your time. Have fun with this. This is a world that is surprising in many respects, but more importantly, it's just a good ride too. So I think that's where I feel when it comes to this movie, and I definitely have my thumbs up on it 100%. So I think it was a great job by all, and like I said, I want to see more.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Well said. And I agree with every single word. I love doing it as the actor, as the performer involved with Ariana and Dylan. We had a blast. We hope everyone enjoys it. We hope you all just go and watch it. Watch it more than once. Just enjoy it because it's quite an enjoyable piece. And yeah, I've seen it a couple of times now, and I'm loving it even more every time.
Yeah. Well, whenever a movie I can watch, I can have fun, I can laugh, I can enjoy it. But also, if it gets me out of my seat and I'm just like kind of looking at the screen, kind of worried about what's going to happen, a little bit of anxiety, then I know the movie's got me. So this movie got me, and I look forward to more. So thank you, sir. As always, we want to see you again soon out on the real world somewhere. But until then, we look forward to all the projects you're working on. So be safe and have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you.